the human race and get back into the civilized world. And I think they will. I think ultimately they will. And 170 crew and passengers were killed on this plane. This was 9 months after the Pan Am 103 was blown up over Lockerbie, Scotland. And both sabotage events and the murders of the people on board were directly the result of international terrorism and sabotage by the government of Libya and its intelligence and security agencies. Quite publicly, so they're doing all the right things. Unfortunately, that law only allows U.S. citizens who've been victims of terrorism to file such a lawsuit. So we were unable to include the other 163 human beings who were murdered in that bombing. However, I should note that the French and African and other nationals' families who were killed on UTA Flight 772 are very supportive of this lawsuit and have encouraged my clients to proceed every way they can in court, ultimately to hold the government of Libya responsible, formally and morally, for this act of murder.
Gosh, I was getting calls from people and, debris of the desert. Because now this has changed because of satellites, but in those days the pilots were sort of by themselves. Once you took off on one of these international flights, you were on your own until you just added them all up. There's different counts broken out previously. But what we ask for and what we settle for, what we get from the court, two different things.
And like the Lockerbie case, the families really are not looking for vengeance. They're looking for justice, and they want accountability and responsibility. Now, by coincidence, the French government and the Libyan government are formalizing their relations this week. In fact, this Friday, the French foreign minister is traveling to Tripoli, Libya, for an official state visit, and his counterpart, the Libyan foreign minister, is returning the visit next Monday. So Libya apparently is attempting to rejoin the family of civilized nations, and that's a very good thing. And that is exactly what my clients and the other victims, I'm sure, would like to see happen. Libya has got to get out of the terrorism business. And if they have, then they need to deal with responsibility to the families and responsibility to the governments. And that's why the timing is very important now to do that. And we hope that the government of Libya will acknowledge its responsibility here and get some closure for these families whose loved ones were killed 13 years ago over the African desert. I mean, the Scottish court. But you still have to deal with compensation.